Hi everybody. What I want to show you in this video is how to install Logaholic on a cPanel account. So if your hosting comes with a cPanel service, this video is for you. So first things first, go to logaholic.com/download and pick up our software. Just click any one of these two links and download that to a location on your disk. So, for argument's sake, let's say you have a website called MrWhite.com and you want to have some statistics for that. So, first, what you do is go to your cPanel login screen and log in. Next, we'll want to go to File Manager and choose the public HTML www webroot folder. So, what we want to do now is upload Logaholic to your webroot folder. So click on Upload and then click Browse to select the file from your disk. So in this case, Logaholic, and let that upload. So we'll wait until that's done and then continue. Right, looks like that's done. So we can close that here. Now you might have to reload to see the file. Okay, so now what we want to do is unpack this. So click it once and then right click your mouse and choose extract. The default setting is fine, so just extract the files here. Okay, close. Reload that once more, and now we see a folder here, Logaholic free 433. So if we go into that folder, you'll see there's another Logaholic folder in here, which is what actually contains the install. So I just want to move this up one level so that we can access Logaholic with your domain /Logaholic. So again, choose the right mouse button and choose Move, and then simply move that to your public HTML folder. There we go. So we should now have a Logaholic folder here, right? Okay, so we don't need this folder anymore, so it's okay to just delete this. Let me see. Delete. Okay, so Logaholic's been uploaded. The next thing we want to do is make a database that Logaholic can use. So we go back to cPanel and we go to the MySQL databases section. Okay, so we're going to create a database called Logaholic, although you can name it whatever you want. Click Create. Then go back, and now we'll need to create a MySQL user that can access that. So let's say, call that one Logaholic. Just choose a password like so and click Create User. All right. Now the last step is to actually allow that user that we just created rights to use the Logaholic database, which is this section here, Add User to Database. And we want to add Mr. White Logaholic to database Mr. White Logaholic. So click Add there, and make sure to click All Privileges. Then at the bottom, click Make Changes. Right. Okay, so we've got our database set up. Now it's time to go to our website and add /Logaholic to the URL. Okay, then click Run Installation. Okay, I'll speed through this, but make sure to read this carefully when you're doing it. And the first thing we need to do is supply the database information that we've just made. So that was Mr. White underscore Logaholic, and our database username was Mr. White underscore Logahol. We had a password, and we want to supply an admin username and password that we're going to use to access the Logaholic system. So you can choose whatever you want, but I'll choose admin for now. Then click save. Okay, that looks good. It says that it's successfully connected to the database and that it's found the database. Right, so let's check all this other stuff. And so there's a number of yellow notices here, which are not, which means that Logaholic will function even though these configuration things aren't completely correct yet. But the only thing I want to show you here is to add the Geolite City database, which will add geographic information to our statistics. So just click the download link. I've already done that. And then go back to your cPanel file manager and go into the Logaholic folder, and then the components folder, and then the GeoIP folder. And this is where you want to upload that file you just downloaded. Okay, so that's called geolitecity.dat.gz. So let's upload this file. This might take a while. Okay, good. We're done. So back in the file manager, you might have to reload and then select the file. Use your right mouse button and choose extract. And then click extract files. Okay. So this file has been extracted, and that should be all good. So if we go back to the Logaholic installation tab here and click check again, we should see that that warning has now turned green. Okay, let's click continue to finalize the installation. Right, and now we log in with the username and the password that we supplied on the previous step. Okay, so basic installation is now done, and the next step what we want to do is create a profile for your website. So click create new profile, and we'll call this profile Mr. White. The domain name was mrwhite.com. Equivalent subdomains, you might want to add something like www.mrwhite.com or any other combinations that you have. Make sure the profile status is activated, and then continue to the next tab, data collection. So the type of data collection that we want to use here is log file analysis, because we're on a cPanel server and we have access to the logs. So on cPanel, the path to your log files is /home/your username, in this case Mr. White, /logs. And you should see the contents of that directory there. If you don't see anything there, it says can't scan directory, then you probably are not archiving your log files, but I'll show you how to set that up in a minute. But assuming you are, you should see one or more log files here. So all you need to do here is supply the location, and then it will automatically read all the files. If you have other files in here that you don't want to analyze, you can use these fields here to filter which files get processed and which don't. Okay, so that's all the basic information that Logaholic needs to function. So click Save below, and you'll see that a profile for Mr. White has been created. And if we now click Update Now, it should start reading the log file and analyzing the data. Okay, it's done that. It's a small file, so it went very fast. Then go back here and we can click View Stats. And close this tutorial and you look at that on your in your own tempo. And open up the default dashboard and we should see some statistics. Presto! And that's basically all there is to it. Another thing that we can do though, in case your log files aren't being archived, I'll show you how to set that up here. So go back to your cPanel and access the in the metric sets section, go to raw access, and it says your configure logs, archive logs in your home directory at the end of each stats run every 24 hours. So this will also give you the hint of how many times a day the log file gets processed and updated in your logs folder. So in this case it's 24 hours. And it also says here, remove the previous month's archived log from your home directory at the end of each month. I would deselect that. This just means it only keeps 1 month of log files, and it's always a good idea to have an archive of your log files permanently. So I always like to change that. So click Save, and now you're all set up. Okay, so there's just one more thing that I want to show you, which is how to set up automatic updates for Logaholic so that your statistics automatically get processed once a day. So what we want to do is go to cPanel and then go to the cron jobs section and just click that. And if you want to receive the output of the job through email, you can add your email address here. So let me just do that and click update. Right, and now we're going to add a new cron job. So in the raw access logs section a minute ago, we saw that our that cPanel is processing logs once a day, so once every 24 hours. So if we want to update Logaholic, we're going to do that once a day as well. There's no point in doing it more often because the log file there isn't going to change more than once a day. So once per day, click here and then just scroll to the bottom, and the command that you want to enter here is pretty simple. It's PHP space and then the path to your Logaholic, so that's home / your username, Mr. White in this case, / public _ HTML / Logaholic / update.php, and then a space and then the name of your profile. So in my case I called my profile Mr. White. In your case it'll be something else, but that's basically all you need to write. So PHP space path to the Logaholic update PHP script, and then a space again, and then the profile name. So click add new cron job, and that's been added. Basically that's all there is to it. So good luck with setting up Logaholic on your machine, and if you do have any questions, email us at support@logaholic.com. Thanks.